Yo, I really need that adapter that Hoop talked about in the Discord. I ordered it yesterday. It should be coming. So I'm going to attempt this one more time. Hey, Craig, are you a part of the Discord? Because if you're not a part of the Discord, Craig, you should definitely join the Discord. Yeah, so once that adapter comes, it should help it out quite a bit. So hopefully this is the last live stream that we'll be experiencing these technical difficulties. Oh, you're the VXV. Okay, okay. I very, very, very strongly believe that the only reason that my live streams drop is because Chef Natron sells his Bitcoin. I mean, every time he sells his Bitcoin, everything goes wrong. So it's his fault. So we can all blame him in the Discord. It's Chef's fault. It's no reason due to my crappy internet out in the middle of nowhere. It's that stupid point to point. But with that, we're actually going to jump back into TA. So we're going to go over QSP real quick, unless I drop out. I'm actually pretty bullish on QSP. I was super bullish on QSP after this big run. We had this very nice consolidation. Bitcoin dropped. We recovered nicely. Had a very nice consolidation. And we're actually in this triangle right now. And I think I talked about this yesterday or the day before. Always my fault. It's always your fault. So for the short term on QSP, I would actually keep an eye on a retracement to 006. We're getting very, very close to this peak right here. You can see the support has held and done us justice quite a few times. So I'd keep an eye on the bounce on the 2.6, and we might be having that breakout up to 2.7. MACD looks like it wants to flip bullish. RSI is tailing down, so they're both competing against each other. You can see the MACD is a little bit larger than what it was, but the convergence right here is very, very close. So I would actually keep an eye in the next day or so of QSP breaking out to 7.2. And if we break above 7.2, we broke out of this downtrend, and we can start talking about taking off once again. QSP was super bullish back here, in my opinion. I said it was going to break out. It had a capitulation breakout. I think it would have broke out higher if Bitcoin wasn't shit in the bed. This went exactly against the Bitcoin pump right here with this pump. And I think we're creeping up to another breakout for QSP. Oh, you're not into VXV. You just started looking at it with CRISPR. Okay. Yeah, the thing about VXV is I know not a lot of people are bullish on VXV, but if you just look at its setup, it's actually set up very, very very, very well for a extended bull run. I mean, there's only 50 million total supply. There's only 37 million in circulation, and the market cap's only 60 million. This is very similar to how PLU was before it absolutely rallied. So let's compare that real quick. So write this down on a piece of paper. Total supply 50 million, circulating supply 37 million, and market cap 60 million. So that's for VXV. If you look at PLU, the total supply is 20 million, and there's a lot less in circulation, and that's a main reason why it pumped. But it's set up very similar, and I know the market cap's lower, but those low total supplies and low circulating supplies and market caps are those diamond to rock scenario. If you've ever heard me talk about that before, you know, Billy owns 5 rocks and Jimmy owns 1 diamond, and Billy thinks his 5 rocks are worth more than Billy's 1 diamond because he has. No, I said that wrong. Restart. Billy has 1 rock and Jimmy has 5 diamonds. Billy thinks his 1 rock is worth more than Billy's 5 diamonds because he has less of them. So think of the rock as a low total supply, low circulating supply. Just because you have less doesn't mean it's a diamond. But that's what you have to do your own research for. You have to look into the coin and see, hey, is this coin a diamond or is this coin a rock? Does this have the juice to go? Has this been juicing up the Moon Juice Factory? What are they coming out with? I suggest looking at Coin Market Calendar. Coin Market Calendar actually brings up events and future events, the past events for coins. You can type any coin in there, and it talks about certain events that are coming up, and you can look at those and decide on, are those major catalysts for that coin, or are they just minor upgrades or things like that. That's how people sell or buy the rumor and sell the news. If you go on Coin Market Calendar, you can view all that information of upcoming events for any coin you want. So I know it's hard to look at, say, KNC, we're on the KNC, and we don't know what's KNC doing, what's KNC going to be coming with in the next couple months. If you go on Coin Market Calendar and you type in KNC and you zoom out, it tells you when they plan on launching their upgrades, when they plan on doing certain things, and you kind of can use that to base your buys and whatnot off of that. Kind of buy the news rumor and sell the news type thing. So you can use that for your diamond and rock scenario. Thoughts on DAG? Which ones comes first? New all-time high or sub 10? Good old DAG. I haven't tried a DAG in a hot second. I think I actually... You and Zgoth like... I know Zgoth likes his DAG too. Oh, no, I don't think we're going sub 10. Sub 10 was back here February 24th with that massive capitulation. If Bitcoin drops to, you know, low 29s, we could possibly talk about that. But you have a lot of support before you can even talk about going sub 10 for DAG. So all-time high, I don't know what the all-time high is, so I'm going to have to look that up real quick. That might change my stance. So DAG's all-time high was 45 cents 8 months ago at, 45 cents. So it's 64% drop. So 45 cents compared to 10 cents on where we're at right now. If you believe in statistics, it's more likely than not that 10 cents will get hit before 45 cents. But I still believe we're in an extended bull market. And I've talked to Zgoth a little bit, and I know Zgoth brought this up a couple times that June's going to be extremely bullish. I still think the middle of the summer till early fall, we're going to see some crazy moves on crypto. I know people believe in that 4-year cycle, but if you look at all the 4-year cycles, we didn't even come close to the previous ones. And I know I always say history doesn't repeat, it just rhymes, but that wasn't even a rhyme. That was a crap attempt at it. So, and if you look at it, the 4-year cycles tend to lengthen and lengthen. So, I don't know. You can call me stupid, but I still think we're in an extended bull market. For the short term on DAG anyways, we bottomed out February 4th, been in a general uptrend since February 4th. This fib is still no, we'll just start fresh. I'm not going to use some old fibs and try to play it. So we're going to start fresh and do this. So for the fibs right now, we actually bounced off the 786, wicked right through this main support, but if you zoom in closer, we actually topped out on the top of the candle, hard candle. Actually look for a move up a little bit higher on DAG. Let's keep an eye on this resistance channel at around 16 to 17 cents. If we break above that, I think the 618 is going to be the top for the time being. I'd personally keep an eye on the top at the 618 or 382? That's the 382. I'm getting used to these new fib colors, so I'd keep an eye on the 382 as the top. I don't know if we'll hard candle to it or if we'll just have a wick like we had here, but I think we're going to top out at the 382 at approximately 17.5. And then we can talk about a retracement to the top of this resistance, then continuation. I don't know if this continuation is actually valid. It's more likely than not that we'll tag this and retrace down to the support. But we have been in a downtrend, a micro downtrend since the 34th of March. We've been in a massive downtrend since pretty much August 28th of last year. But on the short term, I'd keep an eye on a pump up to the 382 at $17.50, and then we'll assess the situation at the time. The indicators all indicate that we will be moving higher. MACD just flipped bullish. RSI tagged 30, and it's curling back up. And we actually wicked above this resistance. So if we break above this resistance with a full body candle at 1642, the only bad part is there's a 618 sitting right on top of that. So we're at double resistance right now. But I think with all the indicators indicating this and the momentum that we have with the RSI being so low, I don't think that's even going to play a factor, and we'll start laddering up a little bit higher. Your rock diamond is your two in the hand, one in the bush analogy. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing, exact same concept. Yo, Zgoth, welcome to the live chat. It's been a hot second. So thanking the ENS. Welcome to the second live chat of the night. Of course, I had technical difficulties. Hopefully, Hoops adapter that he suggested last night helps. I ordered it. It should arrive tomorrow or, well, it said tomorrow or Friday, so that's a pretty big gap, but hopefully that helps out. So we'll go to ENS. Whoa, who's been scribbling on my charts? Man, what's going on there? Whoa, what's going on with ENS? Definition of a ladder up effect going on right here. ENS is looking bullish right now. Let's see what's going on with ENS. You know, when ENS was absolutely ripping when we had that drop on Bitcoin, I believe it was yesterday, the last live stream when I looked at it. I think we were up like 30% when Bitcoin was down quite a bit. So ENS is up 6.1 at $25.71. Has a low max supply and a quarter of that's in circulation. Has a little over $500 million market cap. So nonetheless, though, it's doing it. MACD is absolutely off the charts. We're not even close to converging yet on it. If you look at the RSI, it's indicating this is a good time to sell, but I would keep an eye on the MACD. That's why you have two indicators here. RSI can go a lot higher than 74, but how much higher, we'll have to see. You can see the ladder up effects kind of petering out as well. We had this big step, and the steps are getting smaller and smaller. So inevitably, we're going to run out of moon juice, and we're going to have to come back down to the brewery to load back up. So let me clear that up and try to draw a fib on this to validate it. We recently broke market structure, so it's going to be a semi-drawn-out fib because we're going to have to go from a decent time back. We'll just try to find an area that's it's respecting. Yeah. Yeah, so this would actually be a valid move. So right here, you can see we wicked up to the zero here at 26.75, had a red candle. If you believe this ladder up effect is going to be in continuation, I would keep an eye on a drop down to 236 at 23.65 for something like this, and then a continuation higher up. This would validate this, but like I said earlier, these steps are getting smaller, so inevitably we're going to be running out of juice. When you accumulate juices, when you have these bleed out effects that last a little bit, that's when you're cooling down, and then you go up and you cool down, but we're not having a long cool down period right now. So we could have another small drop to a top, but then I think from there we're going to be having a pretty nasty drop for ENS. So personally, I wouldn't be buying ENS right now. I'd be looking, if I bought in down here, I'd be looking for an opportunity to get out and buy in on the drop. I don't think this thing's going to be, I think this was the rip that we were looking for ENS. I don't think we're going to be mooning from here. So personally, I think we'd probably top out at around, if we did have that slight drop and bounce back up, I'd be keeping an eye on around, what price is that? Around $28, not the wick. Or I mean with the wick, not the candle. So I think a wick up to 28 and then we'll see a decent retracement. But like I said, we're running out of juice. You can see these retracements are getting smaller and smaller. So it means it's running out of fuel and we need to refuel. So I think that's more likely coming sooner than later. So I'm going to draw it so when I look at this again, we can reflect on it. I think we're going down to the 382, and then we'll assess the situation at that time. I think we're heading down to 22 if we don't have this bounce off the 236 at 35 or 2350. Yeah, I looked in the Starlink. I actually got on the waiting list for it before it even came out, and then had the opportunity to get it, but then I had the opportunity to get this point-to-point internet that I was on a waiting list for as well, and it was much cheaper, and I could get it a lot faster, a lot sooner, so I went with that. And it's done really good. I mean, I got that before I started doing live streams and stuff. I'm able to play Xbox Live and everything on it, but for some reason, my live streams are garbage. Well, I mean, they're not garbage. They just tend to flake out sometimes. But I don't think it's because of my live stream. It's all because of Chef Nature selling his Bitcoin. Every time he sells his Bitcoin, it takes a shit. And that includes my live stream internet. So LTX has been actually in a pretty good consolidation period. RSI flatlined. We're not close to crossing over on the MACD, so I think we have some room to go up. But personally, I think we're going to be topping out here at around 120, but that's without any fibs drawn. That's just a quick synopsis of it. Currently getting stopped at the 236. Yeah, I'd actually be looking for a move up to 116 for a retracement down to the 382 and then a continuation higher on this. I mean, you guys have been consolidating between this main resistance, main support, and 0.5 for a while now. MACD doesn't look like it wants to cross over, so inevitably I think we're heading up to this main resistance area to battle it out. What happens after that, we'll have to assess at the time. This is the prediction part where I think we get a retracement and a continuation higher. But the realistic part, well, I can be probably about 95% sure that we're to be heading up to 116 to test that out. Indicator, MACD doesn't look like it's even close to crossing right now. You can see a cross back here. They're generally moving towards each other, but not in a rapid fashion. RSI just kind of flatlining, so I'd keep an eye on 160. If we do break above 116, your next stop is the 0 up here, though, at 125. So if you bought in at 99 cents and you want to try to do a quick flip, a good selling price would probably be 124. That's not financial advice. If I bought in this coin recently at 99, I'd put a selling order at 124 to try to, or 123 to try to flip it. And if 123 got hit, it got hit. But for the time being, we really need to focus on getting over 116, which I think we're heading up there in the short term. We'll just have to assess the situation when we get up there. Because if you look in the past, since April 22nd, we've been having a very difficult time getting over this resistance area. We've tested it several times. We've had some massive wicks. That's why I'm saying sell an order at 123. We wicked up to 123 several times, but we have not had a full body candle over this resistance area. So if you bought in at 99 cents, I believe if we do hit this resistance area, we'll see a wick up to 123, which would indicate which would actually initiate a sell order there. So if you believe that we're going to have a difficult time getting over this and this is going to repeat, I'd have a sell-in order at 123. And then wait for it to drop and accumulate more. No, I haven't checked out NEAR yet. I'll check out NEAR right now. Okay, so I gotta show myself for a bit. If you're new to the channel and you like to support my channel, I did unlock memberships. If you want to become a member on the channel, like Craig D and Chef Natron, go to the Charting Crypto homepage, click the Join tab. It is $4.99 a month. You get a special logo next to your name. Your name turns green, and you get priority for charting requests. And the longer you stay a member, the more in the live stream and stuff your I guess your logo and stuff change, and the more perks will come with that. And as the channel grows, more perks will come to that. And also, I do have a OpenSeas, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm not showing myself we're charting crypto right now, but I did unlock that membership thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, you hear some static white noise because I have my volume turned up because we couldn't hear me earlier, so I can turn that down a little bit and see if it works. What I need to do is get like a professional booth. Get one of those rapper mics up in here. I got all the Bitcoins. So what are we doing? We're doing near. Okay, we're on the near. What's going on with near? Near protocol, rank number 19. Down 1.6 at 1188. All-time high of 24 months ago. All-time low 1 year ago. I already typed in near. So near right now actually bounced at the bottom of the support channel, and we are currently over this resistance, flipped into support. MACD is kind of stalled. RSI is tailing up, so we actually are looking pretty bullish right now for near. Let me see if I can draw a fib to try to validate this for us. Yep, I did QNT already, Zgoth, and I called you out, and I said I gotta do QNT before Zgoth gets in here so I can tell him I already did QNT. Short synopsis of QNT, I'd keep an eye on $90. You can zoom back. I think it was like the third coin I charted. I need a parallel to the ball and chain sometimes. Hey, if you end up finding a good pair of those, make sure you send the link my way because I could probably use some too. Hopefully my wife's not listening to the live stream because I'll be dead when I come back upstairs. Okay, enough chatting. Let's get into some charting. So currently right now we're having a tough time getting over the 618. We're currently getting rejected the 618. RSI isn't close to crossing, or I mean MACD isn't close to crossing, and RSI is tailing back up. So we really need to focus on getting over the 678. Oh my God. 618. The 618 is right on top of this main resistance, so it's acting as a double resistance. You can see it did flip into support right here, but we are getting stopped at the 786. So support resistance, we're having a battleground right now. If we do break above the 786 at what is the 786 at let's say $12. We break above $12, so keep an eye on 13 for a retracement and a continuation up. The indicators definitely indicate that we can move a little bit higher before we have a retracement. MACD is pretty much following side by side. We're not close to crossing over. RSI looks like it's about to tail up. So I would actually keep an eye on a movement up to $13 for near for the short term. And then we can talk about and assess the situation at that time. But I think once we hit 13, we'll have that slight retracement and another ladder effect to the 618 here. So for the time being, I think you can keep an eye out for approximately a 10% pump on near in the next day or two. If we get over the 786. So let's keep it. If you get over $12, I think that'll be the case. A 10%, 9.8, 10% pump. But you have to keep in mind that you have been in a downtrend since April 9th. But you did have a huge capitulation right here and invalidated. Well, I guess you can say you invalidated that because you made a higher high. So you kind of are in a new area right here. We need to continue this momentum to continue our bullish momentum, and that would do it. So you broke You made a higher high, so technically you can say you're bullish on the short term since May 1st on near. So I'm going to call it $13 to a retracement back down to the 786. That is what Charting Crypto says, so it shall be, right? That's how it works. Just like when Chef sells his Bitcoin. Okay, I'll stop talking about that, Chef. Well, Zilliqa kind of looks like it flatlined right now, but it's... Oh, shoot. But it did that in the past, too. We'll just start fresh. Man, Zilliqa had that massive pump right here, and we've pretty much just been shit in the bed since. We have kind of flatlined right here at 7 cents. Having a pretty difficult time getting back over it, though. So what is this validating? What is this respecting right now? Hang on, I'm going fib hunting right now. That's the one right there. So currently on the downtrend fib, we're bouncing off the 236, actually kind of just snaking alongside it. According to the RSI, it's a great buying opportunity. MACD did just cross over bullish. So I'd actually keep an eye on a move up to the 382. If we break above the 382, we'd have to break up to the 5 to break out of this downtrend. So even if we did break above the 382, we would not be bullish yet. So to be bullish, you have to get above 9 cents. But for the short term, I'd keep an eye on a move up to 8 cents. If we break above 8 cents, we can talk about heading up to that 9 cents area for something like that. We've been pretty much sideways. Consolidation is a bullish thing. So with that and the indicators, there's no reason why it shouldn't break above the 382 to the 9 cent area. MACD flip bullish. RSI saying it's a good time to buy and has not come over the 30 yet. So I'm basing this off of the RSI tailing, or the MACD tailing up and us consolidating for such a long period. That's why I'm saying, hey, it's a good opportunity to break above the 382 and up to 9. So we have to focus on breaking above 8 cents first. If we do break below 7 cents, which I know we're at 699.999999 right now, but if we do have a big candle below this, it's gonna be a pretty nasty drop. Down to the top of the support at, I don't think we're going on the 5 cents, but judging by the chart, that it looks like that's the only valid support after that. The only valid support after this 382 is 4.6. Yeah, if we zoom out, there's really no other ones besides right here at 5.8. And I don't even think that's a really good support area, but I'll draw it just to make some people happy. Yeah, so if we fall below 6 cents, we'll just say, hey, keep an eye on 6. But there's really no main support until we get back down to 4.6 cents. So right now, 7 cents is your lifeline for Zilliqa. You can't fall below 7 cents. But judging by the MACD and everything, it looks like it wants to reverse. You definitely have juice to run on the RSI. MACD flip bullish. We have to get above 9 cents to invalidate this downtrend. So for the short term, I'd keep an eye on a move up to 8 cents. And in the long term, if we break above 8 cents, 9 cents will be the price to beat. But just definitely keep an eye on 7 cents. If we start seeing us dropping below 7 cents, we're to get shaken up pretty bit, or shaken up quite a bit. Hey, thanks for stopping out, Zgoth. Have fun with your kids. Oh boy. So what coins do you guys want me to look at? What's BT? Oh, I already looked at BTC. What's the shorts up to? Shorts really aren't doing much either. Hey, has Jasmine finally dropped below 1.7? Oh man, Jasmine's still riding that 1.7. I've in the last several of my videos I've called out this 1.7 on Jasmine. The bad thing about it was we were hovering around the 618 and the 17 was the main support. You can see its resistance right now, but we still pretty much are on top of it. If we start falling well below this, Jasmine's going to get not wrecked, but our next stop will be 1.58 and our next main support isn't until 1.1. That's super unfortunate since we had that Jasmine competition. Then after that Jasmine competition, we've pretty much just been dropping. We are consolidating right now, but if we don't break out of here soon, Jasmine is not going to do well. I'd keep an eye on the 1.7 drop to 1.6. Yeah, I could definitely see Jasmine bleeding out for something like that. MACD looks like it wants to flip bearish. RSI is curling back down. Looks like it wants to go below 30. So indicators are looking like it wants to head down. So unfortunately, I think Jasmine is going to be heading down to around 1.5. I did make quite a bit of money on Jasmine right here. If you were in the Discord early on, I was calling Jasmine like, hey, I think Jasmine would be a good buy, but for the time being, Jasmine is not a good buy. I'd be waiting for it to drop down here personally in the next, I'd say next week sometime if we don't bounce off the 786 right here. Where are you lending your Jasmine? The year is 2032. One DeFi token has 80% of the market adoption for decentralized lending platforms. Which token / protocol is it? That is a good question, because in 2032, crypto is going to be totally different, and there's going to be a lot more new players in the game. So let me reverse that question on you. What are your top DeFi lending platforms right now? Oh, I didn't know you could lend Jasmine on KuCoin. Aave. I actually do think Aave is going to be a good one. I don't own any Aave, though. So what's your reasoning behind Aave? Yeah, that's why I like using KuCoin as well. I think Maker's going to be another good one, personally. I don't think Uniswap's going to be much of... I know Uniswap's pretty big right now, but I don't think Uniswap's... I think there's a lot more competition against Uniswap. So out of them, I believe with you. Aave, I think, will be the top, followed by Maker or Compound. But that's for the time being. I mean, there could be some big players. I mean, a year or so ago, whoever heard of Solana? And I know that's not what we're really talking about, but an ETH competitor like that. Everyone was talking about, hey, the big ETH competitor is going to be Cardano. And then all of a sudden, Solana came out of nowhere and absolutely stole the market, you know? Well, it didn't really steal the market, but it stole the show. But for the time being, I think Aave and Maker are going to be competing for the top spot until some bigger and badder, company comes out of the middle of nowhere. Survival of the fittest. Evolution. Eventually, there's going to be some competitor that's always bigger, better. Yeah, so Aave, Maker, Compound. Those are the three that I think are to be very, very good long term. So we'll chart Aave. And like I said, there's always gonna be something bigger later, which is kind of has me worried about. I mean, no one's really gonna get rid of Ethereum, and Ethereum's adapting pretty well with the recent competitors. I mean, I think once ETH 2.0 comes out, it's gonna be very, very. I'm gonna add another very in there. Hard to compete with Ethereum. I don't know if I'm kind of biased on that because out of my entire portfolio, 45% of my portfolio is in Ethereum. Once Ethereum becomes deflationary, well, primarily deflationary with ETH 2.0 and the shattering that comes out and stuff like that, I think Ethereum is just going to absolutely rip. And in 2032, I don't think it's going to compete with. I want to say, how do I word this? I want to say it's going to compete with Bitcoin, but realistically, it's not going to compete with Bitcoin. But it's going to be making some massive, massive moves, in my personal opinion. So I don't know if I'm just biased because 45% of my portfolio is in Ethereum. But once ETH 2.0 comes out, I think all those other platforms, Solana and stuff like that, will be left in the dust. Ethereum had, started the race, was way ahead. You had the other competitors, the young competitors that were faster and whatnot like that. It's like adapting a lot faster, I think, than those young bucks are. And that's just proven with ETH 2.0 coming out. And I know Ethereum's taking forever to come out with ETH 2.0, but I think once it's actually finalized and it's out, it's going to be crazy. I think ETH is going to absolutely rip. 2032, I'll be dead, and most of you will be too. Just saying. Okay, we'll get into Aave. So Aave right now is bouncing between the main support and the 786 area at 145. MACD just flipped bullish. RSI is hovering around 30, so there's a good chance that we could make a move up to 156. That would still validate this downtrend. Realistically, we could still validate this downtrend if we headed up to the 618 like this. So for the short term, for Aave, I would keep an eye on a movement up to this resistance channel and peaking out at 156. Bad part is you have no support below 143. You guys did chop around here a bit. So I'll draw a line just so I can draw a line. Because you can't chart without drawing lines, right? So if we fall below 142, I would say the lowest we would go before we retrace is 130. But Aave is actually doing a nice consolidation right here between this main resistance 786 area. And we could actually rip all the way up to the 618 here at 170 and still maintain this downwards momentum, which would actually be a valid move. So we could actually be looking for something like that to continue this downtrend. So with that, let me use my awesome tracing tool and see if that actually plays out. I just like using this tool. So capitulation up here. Yeah, capitulation up. So, I mean, not saying that's valid. I just wanted to use that tool, but it plays out if we have that capitulation. up to the 618, and then a retracement back down to 130 for Ave. How old are you? 14. 14 and owns his own sandwich shop. Here, let me go through the chats real quick. So Vlad's actually working on starting his own YouTube channel, guys. This would be pretty cool. Once he starts his YouTube channel, we should all go and support him. He's been posting a lot of really good information on the Discord. A lot of really good, valid information. I mean, anyone can post charts and stuff like that, but his are valid, so good information there. Once he starts his YouTube channel, I plan on having him on my Trading Crypto live stream and posting some of his videos on the channel to help him out. So, YOLO 28. Yeah, I peaked at 28. It's all downhill for me. Yeah, that's why you need to get a house out in BFE, grow a garden, have some chickens and stuff like that. You might live a year longer than those other people. 2 restaurants. Where do you have any within 100 miles of Michigan? Because I seriously would make a day trip to try that sandwich out. Vlad is all far away. So you have Starlink. How does Starlink work? Does it work pretty well? Yeah, BFE. I have a huge garden. I have a huge berry patch. I have fruit trees. I have a river in my backyard to catch fish. I've been wanting to get chickens for a while. You guys think I'm some hick, but I'm really not. I drive a Prius. No, I don't. I don't drive a Prius. Okay, so what should we look at now? BTC do anything interesting? No, I really thought when I went premium I was able to get the shorter time frames, but you have to pay like $50 a month for that. Yeah, Chef owes me a bunch of sandwiches. At least 2, I think. I'm keeping tally. Next time I go on vacation and drive down south, I'm gonna be banking in on those. So what are we looking at here? I think we're just chatting right now. Give me something to chart, guys. Let's start rattling off some random things and see what pops up. We already charted ENS, Vlad, but from what I had on ENS I believe is petering out. This is on the 1 minute. Can't be doing that. Yeah, so for my prediction on ENS, We had this big ladder up effect. We had a nice pump and a very healthy retracement. These retracements are getting tighter and tighter, which means we're not coming down and fueling up enough. We're not coming down and loading up on moon juice. So eventually these retracements are going to run out. We're going to run out of fuel. Then I think we're to have a retracement back down to the 0 at 23, or a really bad retracement back down to the 20 was my prediction. I don't know where my fib went on this. Well, my fib's right there, but... yeah, so for a healthy growth on this, we'd have to retrace back down to the 236 at 2350 for continuation higher. If we drop below 2350, I think that is when we finally ran empty on the tank, and we'll have to definitely drop down considerably to fuel back up. MACD is off the charts. RSI says sell. It's red saying, hey, now's a good time to sell. So I think a retracement is definitely due. We've definitely gone up past our retracement period. You can see back here on the MACD, we had a nice run, and then we had a drug out retracement, which was healthy. You can see that retracement allowed the MACD to retrace, allowed the RSI to retrace, and since then we haven't been having that retracement, which means we were just running out of fuel, and eventually we're going to run out, and we'll have that larger retracement. So personally, I wouldn't be buying into ENS right now. I'd be waiting for that larger retracement. I mean, we could definitely have this pump right here and continue up, but I think we are pretty much near the top before we have that retracement on ENS. Yeah, I did Aave. I think I did Aave 2 coins ago. So Vlad, when I don't mean to call you out on the channel, when do you think you're gonna have that first video published? You still working on figuring out the things we talked about? You think the 382... oh, I already got rid of that. So DNT is up 4.1 at 10.2 cents. All-time high of 48 1 years ago. All-time low 1 years ago. Honestly, MACD is about to flip bullish. Actually did just flip bullish. RSI looks like it wants to tail up. So I'd actually look for a breakthrough of 10.8 cents. Yeah, I'd actually look for a move up to the 382 for DNT. I think we actually have a little stall here, but I think we'll blast through the 10.8 to the 382, and we'll assess the situation at that time. If this is like the ladder up effect we just looked at for ENS, we could see another ladder up to 13, but I don't want to get super hopium on a lot of coins. I want to give some realistic stuff here. So for the short term, let's keep an eye on this 10.8 resistance level. If we break above that, the next stop's definitely 382. And I think 382s would be met with either a... I think 382s would be met with a wick before we start retracing, personally. If you look in the past, we really haven't had a massive move on the MACD like that. But we also haven't had either. Pretty much been maintaining over 30 on the RSI. We dipped well below and then had that capitulation and moonshot. So for the short term, let's keep an eye on 10.8. I think we top out at 11.45 and then start working our way back down. We'll assess the situation at that time, but I think we top out at 11.45 on DNT for the time being. Sweet, man. Hey, did you post your link to your channel in the link section on my Discord? Do that, and I'll after the live stream, I'll subscribe to your channel. How'd you guys learn to set up live stream? And I thought about it a few times this year learning. I learned from watching YouTube. Honestly, it's a lot easier than you think. You download. This is how I live stream. I download OBS, and you set up your settings on OBS, and you click and you connect it to your YouTube, and then you click the stream button. I mean, there's more that goes into it than that. I was kind of dumbing it down, but there's a lot of settings you can set up on your OBS such as your mic settings and stuff. That's why I've been playing around with that. And based on your internet, you can set up different stream settings, which I started off stupidly at the highest amount because I didn't know that my internet was absolute shit. And then I've gradually been working my way down to try to find the ideal amount. But Hoop suggested that adapter, which I ordered yesterday. So once that comes in this week, I'm going to give that a try. It's supposed to not it's supposed to drastically increase it. And as of right now, my router's upstairs and my war room where I do my crypto and stuff like that's downstairs. So once I get that adapter, it's going to allow me to hard link into the internet, which will definitely help me out quite a bit. I just have my war room set up down here with all my crypto wall art and everything like that. So with that, we'll go to the GST. Man, GST. I think GST, or was it GLT? One of them just got listed on Binance today. But GST, I really can't find a good chart on that. Let's just go off the highest rated one. The thing I noticed about live streaming and stuff like that, before I was actually monetized, it took a lot more effort to get, views and stuff like that. And I believe once you get monetized and everything like that, YouTube starts pumping your videos a little bit more because they benefit from, the commercials and stuff on your videos. So once you start off as a YouTuber, it's pretty difficult to build yourself up. But once you get monetized and stuff, YouTube kind of helps out there. Because I've noticed once I got monetized, I started getting more views on the video, even though I got a lot more views back when we were bullish in the market. And I've noticed we've been bearish because now a lot of videos aren't getting a lot of views, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not in it to make a quick buck. So G&T currently broke above the 618. MACD is starting to curl back down. RSI is tailing back up. For the time being, I would keep an eye on the 618 retracement at $6 for GST. I mean, we're not even close to crossing over yet, so this RSI or the MACD could continue higher. I mean, we still have 3 hours for this candle to grow on the MACD, so this candle is pretty new. So for the short term, I keep an eye on the movement up to the 5 at 650, and we'll assess the situation at that time. The RSI definitely has some room to run, but it is over the 50 mark. So it is technically overbought, but not as massively as it was back here on April 29th. So I think for the time being, we could see something like this. Hopefully, that's the bullish scenario. If I wanted to be the realistic scenario or the likely scenario would be we'll be tagging out somewhere up here and then a retracing back down to this main support area or the main support at 151, which would still validate this uptrend. The lowest we can go to validate lowest we can go to still validate this uptrend is 458. We can't fall below the bottom of this candle right here, so we can actually drop all the way down to the 786 and still maintain bullish momentum on GST. But when I'm saying bullish momentum, I'm not doing bullish momentum on several days out. I do everything short term, 2 to 3 day price actions. I don't do weeks upon weeks out. So in the short term, we are in a general uptrend and bullish, but we can't fall below 1 or 460, or we would break this slight uptrend that we are currently in. But for the time being, I think we could see something like that for GST. Awesome. So with that, guys, I know we're having a great time chatting. I have time for one more coin tonight, and then I'm off to bed. I have an early day at work tomorrow. So yeah. Rose, okay. Rose will be the last one of the night. Rose down 5.7% at 16.9 cents. All-time high of 5.59 cents 4 months ago. All-time low of 3 cents a year ago. If we look at the max compared to the market cap, it doesn't look like they put more coins in circulation. They did back here, but not recently. They haven't put more coins in circulation recently. This did just get listed on Coinbase recently, and that was what this wick was right here, but it didn't have that massive Coinbase pump like a lot of coins did. MACD is kind of neutral right now. I mean, we're very, very close to a crossover, but we are not crossing over. RSI is at 30 right now. I'll try to draw a fib on this. Hey, have a good one, Craig D. Thanks for joining the OG club. I appreciate your support on the channel, and I hope to catch you next time. I'll be talking to you in the Discord. I'm sure of it. Wow, Rose is almost in price discovery mode. The lowest we've been September 2021. Man, that's not looking good at all. Back below 30, I definitely think this will be the case right here for Rose. If this RSI continues up and you see the blue line curl up and the orange line start going sideways like this, that just means we're heading up to the 382. It's not a very good T on this coin. There's just not a lot of data to go off this on this time frame. Let me jump on a different time frame and see if I can do a different TA on it. I'll jump on the 1. I know I normally only chart 4 hour, but that was not a good TA to end the night on, in my personal opinion. Okay, so I charted the 1 in, and this actually still is valid right here. So RSI did actually flip bullish. So I'd actually keep an eye. This is on the 1 hour right now. I'd actually keep an eye on a movement up to 18 cents and then a test down here to 15.5 and a continuation. RSI did just become green, which means it's a good time to buy, but the MACD is barely crossed over. So you really need to keep an eye on a movement up to 17 or 18 cents. I don't think that's going to happen. That would actually only going to drop down to 15.6. I wouldn't be buying this coin right now. It's not looking good. So I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I appreciate the members and supporters, Chef Natron and the new member, Craig D. I appreciate you guys for joining the membership of my channel. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of my channel, make sure you head over to my homepage and click the join section. It's $5.99 a month. You get a symbol next to your name. You get charting request priority. And as the channel grows, a lot more benefits will come to that. With that, guys, thanks for everybody coming out tonight. And I'll catch you guys next time on the live stream of Charting Crypto.